Hi. In my newsletter last week, I talked about why it's important to breathe through our nose and not through our mouth. And I shared some practices that you can do to clear your nose and to practice breathing well. So I thought I would make a video so it makes it a little bit easier for you to practice along with me. So if you're someone who suffers from allergies or you have stuffy nose and that makes it difficult to breathe through your nose, try this nose clearing exercise. The way it works is we take an exhale, hold the breath, and then nod your head vigorously 5 to 15 times until you're ready to breathe. Then you let go, inhale, and breathe normally. And then you can notice how your nose feels more open or your breath feels like it's coming in more easily. If you can't nod your head because you have a headache or a sore neck, you can take your free arm and pump your arm up and down vigorously until you're ready to breathe. So let's try both of these together. Taking an inhale, exhale, plug your nose, and nod. Release and breathe. And if nodding your head doesn't work, we're gonna bring one arm up, exhale, plug your nose, and then pump your arm. And then breathe. If your nose is really stuffed, you might repeat that exercise a couple times. And then either just sitting quietly and noticing your breath, letting the air come in through your nose and out through your nose. And you can go from there and enjoy. If you'd like to explore a breathing practice with me, this helps to bring the breath out of our neck and our upper chest and more into our rib cage so that our diaphragm gets to do more of the work. So what you can do is you can bring one hand onto your chest and one hand onto the side of your ribs on either side. Another option could be both hands on the side of the ribs. You could cross your arms so your hands come around to the side of the rib cage. And our hands are there just so we can get feedback from our body about what's happening or what's not happening. If you have a belt, a scarf, or a yoga strap, you can bring this around the back of your ribs and then let your arms come down and just create a gentle pressure around the back and sides of your ribs. So wherever you are, sitting or standing, just begin breathing here. Directing breath into your hands or into the strap. So we're bringing the breath down and dissipating pressure through the rib cage and the diaphragm. And you might find this particularly helpful if your upper body is really tense or you have limited range of motion in the upper body in particular. If you feel like you have any breathing issues or when you inhale, if your shoulders come up, if that's something that you notice, this is a good practice to help bring the breath down back into our diaphragm. What this is not belly breathing. We don't want belly breathing to be the norm where our belly presses out and draws in. We're getting a little bit lower. Our diaphragm is kind of right here in the middle. So you can do this for a minute or two and then relax and breathe normally. The final practice was crocodile breath. And this one is best practiced lying on your belly. So come join me here on my mat. And I'm going to use a light sandbag. You could use a folded blanket or a bag of rice or something similar. So you're going to come down and you can let your legs come a little bit further apart so your back feels okay. And then just make a little pillow with your hand to rest your forehead. And you're going to place your weighted object right across the middle of your back. And then resting the forehead down. Kind of like we did with that 3D breathing in the previous exercise. You're breathing into the weight on your back, as if you're filling up that sandbag or that blanket with your in-breath. And as you exhale, softening, thinking about that sandbag sinking towards the floor. And as you connect with this breath, you might feel the ribs simultaneously moving out to the side or down into the floor. If lying on your belly doesn't feel great, you could also try this on hands and knees. So this is just experiencing our breath in another way. It's not rounding the spine or using the spine to move the sandbag, but using our breathing muscles, particularly our diaphragm. So there you go. Those are 3 exercises to help bring you into better breathing function, so you're more likely to breathe through your nose than you are through your mouth. Have fun exploring, and I'll talk to you later.